Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about sex education and we're going to cover the topics of why it is important, why it is taboo in Pakistan, and why it is beneficial for you to have it because lack of awareness can lead to problems. The topics that you should give your child knowledge about are human reproduction, the human body parts and its functions, the possible consequences of sex, pregnancy, sexually transmitted diseases, emotions surrounding sex and sexual relationships, and safe and consensual sex. If a child asks you where babies come from, telling them that they are delivered by angels or they come from the sky will be very unhelpful when you're trying to maintain an honest and open communication around puberty and adolescence. Telling them stories about how their mothers grow them in their special place in their tummies called the womb is accurate and enough information that a child will need. Basically, as we progress in life, we learn, guide, and nurture ourselves towards adulthood by obtaining the right skills and knowledge and using that knowledge effectively in order to understand and succeed in life. Sex education is just as important when it comes to having knowledge that will help you later in life. Armed with this knowledge, which certainly cannot be exchanged during one rushed and embarrassing talk at the age of 13, your child will gradually build up knowledge about sexual relationships that will help them prepare and make good and safe decisions about their sexual behavior.
So now we will talk about why is sex education taboo in Pakistan. Well, the first main reason is that in Pakistan, parents and particularly religious groups take issue with comprehensive sex education because they believe that it goes against their culture and religious values, and they also think that it can corrupt the kids' mind. Well, the second main reason it is taboo in Pakistan is because sex education ignores the differences among children and breaks down the modesty of boys and girls. They think that it is an extremely sensitive topic and most of the children are not yet physically or psychologically ready for this material. It is taboo in Pakistan is because most of the people think that by providing sex education to teens, sex is being encouraged. In Pakistan, sexual intercourse is a topic that is considered to be immoral and humiliating, especially with the elders of the society. By expressing about one's own sexual orientation is given the tagline of vulgarity and shamefulness.
Alright, so I will talk about the problems that are faced due to lack of sexual education. When people miss out sexual health education, they are put at an increased risk for sexually transmitted infections and unplanned pregnancies. When children are not properly educated on matters related to the sexual well-being, they are vulnerable to harmful sexual behavior. Lack of sexual education reinforces existing taboos and leads to sex by trial and error, possible impotence, or lack of satisfaction, build complexes, and where contraceptive advice is lacking, unwanted pregnancies, and abortion because of ignorance. Sexual repression may lead to sexual violence and deviancy. Inadequate access to health information and services as well as inequitable gender norms contributes to a lack of knowledge and awareness about puberty, sexuality, and basic human rights. This can have serious implications on young people's health and welfare as well as economic development and poverty reduction. Adolescent women who become pregnant face a greater risk of pregnancy-induced health problems and complications. Giving birth during adolescence is also associated with a higher than average rate of spontaneous and induced abortions, which can also affect the health of the mother.
Alright, so now we'll be talking about the benefits of sex education. Studies in several European countries have shown that the introduction of long-term national sexuality education programs has led to a reduction in teenage pregnancies and abortions and a decline in rates of sexually transmitted infections and HIV infection among young people aged 15 to 24 years. Beyond that, by developing confidence and increasing skills to deal with different challenges, sex education also empowers young people to develop more meaningful relationships with others. Social norms and gender inequality influence the way people express their sexuality and sexual behavior. Many young people report having low levels of power and control in their sexual relationships. Furthermore, young men, on the other hand, may feel pressure from their peers to act according to male sexual stereotypes and engage in controlling or harmful behaviors. Good quality sex education has a positive impact on attitudes and values and can even put out the power dynamics in intimate relationships, thus contributing to the prevention of abuse and fostering mutually respectful and consensual.
To conclude, open and honest discussions between parents and their children need to be encouraged. Keep the country safe from STDs, STIs, abuse, and psychological issues from developing. If people are given sexual education, numerous benefits can be derived, such as a decrease in teen pregnancy rates, better self-image of individuals, and lower transmission transmission rates of STDs. Sexual education can lead to breaking of gender stereotypes and sexual stereotypes, as well as lead to individuals resisting peer pressure successfully and better understanding consent.